طيب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Inshallah, we continue with lesson 2, or I did lesson 2 last week, lesson 3 this week. So, but before we continue with lesson 3, I want us to quickly go through this. Maybe the whole lesson is going to be this, we don't know. Maybe we don't even get to the book tonight, but this is important points we need to know before we continue with the rest of the book. Because in the book, the Sheikh wrote a book. In the book, he has key facts. And in the key facts, there are extra information that you need for the lesson. You see in every book, there's key facts. Now, from the stuff that is important for the person to know also, before we continue, are these things I mentioned here. They're summarized, so it should be, inshallah, easy to understand. There's basically three introductions. I always call it 3 introductions before we continue. So, if the person does lesson 1, lesson 2, he gets going with his Arabic a bit, starts reading it. Then, before we go to lesson 3, learn about types of words, types of sentences, and introduction to grammar, Nahu. And we explained last week the importance of grammar, because Nahu helps you understand the meaning of the sentence and the makeup, how you make up the sentence. So, there on top we have Aqsamul Kalima. I'll write all those things down, inshallah. Aqsamul Kalima. Aqsamul Kalima. Types of words. That's what it means basically. So, in Arabic we have 3 types of words. Number 1, we have Ismun. Number 2, Fi'lun. And 3, we have a Harf. Jar. Harf. So, Ismun, as you can see, is a noun. So, it indicates meaning. A noun indicates meaning, but without time. So, a simple definition. Indicates meaning without time. So, it shows meaning in itself and it's not connected to time. Like, it gives 2 examples. Qalamun, which is a pen. Kitabun, a book. Then, fi'lun, the fi'l, indicates meaning and is linked to time. So, in the page I have it in English, I write it in Arabic. So, the ism has ma'na. Ma'na means meaning. If there's a ma'na, and that ma'na is connected to zaman. What is zaman? Time. And the fi'l, afwan, yeah, my mistake, not connected to. So, no time. Just say ma'na, meaning in itself. A fi'l, it has ma'na, meaning, plus it's connected to time. So the zaman. And those time is either one of the 3 tenses. So either past, present, and future. The harf, no meaning. No meaning. So as I say there, it has meaning only when used with other words. So it doesn't show meaning in itself. It shows meaning in other than itself. So if we had to say it in other terms, you say for the ism, I write this in blue. You say ma'na, a meaning, fi nafsihi, a meaning, what's fi nafsihi mean? In itself. These extra words I'm going to use is just to get your Arabic vocabulary up. I'm going to put a lot of Arabic words in. So ma'nan fi nafsihi. And this one, likewise, ma'nan في نفسه, meaning in itself, but that meaning is connected to time. يقترن بالزمان is connected to time, or we can say زمان. And this one we say معنى, the meaning في, not في نفسه. How do you say in other than itself? في غيره, no, غير المغضوب, other than. So غير, other. So the ism shows meaning in itself and is not connected to time, like كتاب and قلم. The fi'l shows meaning in itself and is linked to time, like we have two verbs here, ذهب, ذهب and خرج, he went and he left, are both past tense verbs, which is for the past. And the verb changes, the tasrif, the verb changes and the meaning also changes. So kharaja, yakhruju and ukhruj, so then the tense also change. طيب, harf, here it means a particle. A harf is a particle, has meaning only when used with other words. So it's ma'nan fi ghayrihi, meaning other than itself. Like we have min and ala, from and upon. Because if you say min, if I say min, I cannot picture anything. When I say meaning in itself, that's what it means. The word has a meaning, yes. But can I picture something? And I can't picture anything. It must be connected to something so I can image a meaning. So the word has a meaning, yes. But the meaning, the real meaning, it shows in other than itself. So it's a min. Okay, min al-masjid, from the masjid. Now I can image a meaning. طيب. So I hope that's clear. That's the three types of words. Ismun, fi'lun, harf. All Arabic words that we use in our speech, that we write in the Quran, it's one of these three. It's only one of these three. There's no fourth type of word. It's all ismun, or fi'lun, or harf. And the harf we're referring to here is a harf ma'na, a harf that comes with meaning. Not a harf, alif ba ta, those harf. A harf that comes with meaning, a harf ma'na, like min, from, ala, upon, ila, to. We will do inshallah more of it in the book. It's going to come in lesson 4, I think. Right, so I hope that's clear. The reason why the papers, so hopefully you can revise it from the paper. Right, the next part. Is there any questions on that part first? Ismun, fi'l, harf. So the three types of words, remember inshallah, ismun, fi'lun and harf. Last week we did a type of ism. When we said hada is what type of ism? Ismul ishara. And then we did also a type of ism which you ask a question with, ma and man. Those are called ismul istifham. And the we said is not a ism, but it is a harf. So it is a harful istifham. طيب. There are signs also. Another thing is, there are signs with which we know if something is an ism or fi'l or harf. Physical signs. So a word maybe can accept certain things physically, then we know it is a ism or fi'l or harf. Just to mention some of those signs, it's not in the book, but these signs are clear. So just for us to, when we see in the book, so we know that's an ism, that's a harf, I know exactly. From the signs that ism can accept is the alif and the lam in the beginning. Whenever you see a word with al that can accept al, is an ism. Not all isms can accept al, but when it has al, you know it's an ism. So example, if I say alhamdu, you know the word hamd is a ism. I saw the qalamun, can I say al-qalamu? Yes, it's possible. So it is a ism. So because it can accept the al, it becomes an ism. From the signs, it can accept it a harfu jar before it. Harfu jar. Harfu jar is what we just learned about now. The particles fi and ila. What is it? Fi and ala. In and upon. So these ahruf, these particles, if they can enter upon a word, it shows that that word that it enters upon is a ism. Like I just said now, min al masjid, from the masjid. So the masjid, the word masjid is a ism. It can't enter upon a fi'l, it can't enter upon another harf. So if I say min al-bayt, min al-bayt. So we have two signs. We have the al in bayt and we have harfu jar. These are from the main signs. There are other signs, but we suffice for this, inshallah. As we go in the book, we'll touch on these points, inshallah, as we go in the book. Right. Then the second, there we have types of sentences. Anwa'ul jumal. Anwa'ul jumal. Or anwa'ul jumla. Types of sentences. In Arabic, we have two types of sentences. Anwa'ul jumal. In Arabic, we have two types of sentences. Al-awwal, the first, is a jumlatun ismiyah. And the second is a jumlatun fi'liyah. So, we have two types of sentences. The first sentence, as you can see, is called in English a nominal sentence. And it starts with a noun. And the structure is what? The structure is, the first word is called the mubtada. So this jumla ismiyah starts with a noun. So it's made up of an ism plus ism. That's a jumla ismiyah. And the jumla fi'liyah, the verbal sentence, is made up of a fi'l, a verb, plus a ism. That's the basic structure of all sentences. Every sentence in Arabic is khilaf, but basic structure. Every sentence in Arabic has to have either ism and ism or fi'l and ism. So we see what is the thing that every sentence has to have. What is the thing that should be in every sentence? A ism. And you see there's an ism. There's an ism there and there's an ism there. So a sentence without the ism is not called a sentence. You can never get a sentence without the ism. Impossible in Arabic. It has to have an ism. Whether it's a jumla ismiyah or whether it's jumla fi'liyah. Because the jumla ismiyah, it starts with a noun. Now this first noun in the jumla ismiyah is called the mubtada. Mubtada means subject. And the second noun in the jumla ismiyah is called the khabar, the predicate, or information. Also means information. طيب. In the jumla fi'liyah, the first fi'l is called a fi'l. It's a verb. And this one is the ism that is connected to the verb, that is doing the verb. So we call him a what? The fa'il, the doer. Yeah. So if I say, for example, for jumla ismiyah, give you an example in blue. For jumla ismiyah, Muhammadun talibun. Muhammad is a student. And for the jumla fi'liyah example, ذهب Muhammadun. Dhahaba means he went, Muhammadun. So Muhammad went. So as you can see, Muhammad is an ism. So there has to be an ism in the sentence. A jumla fi'liyah, you can add extensions. You can say fi'l and a fa'il and then a maf'ul. And you also can add other stuff. But I'm talking the basic structure of the sentence. It has to have either ism and ism or fi'l and ism. Can there be additions? Yes. For example, if the fi'l maybe crosses over. So if I say, ضرب Muhammadun Zaydan, Muhammad hit Zayd. So there can be other words added, which will have other meanings, done upon and so forth. But if I see a ism, a jumla ismiyah, a sentence that starts with the ism, I have to have another ism, which will become the khabar. And if I see a fi'l, a verb, I have to look for the what? And if I see a fi'l first, khabar example, Muhammadun talibun, Muhammad is a student. Type in the Arabic language, we don't have for translation is a. We don't have that. Because Muhammadun talibun If I translate it literally, Muhammad student. But you don't have Muhammad is a student. Where do we get this from? From the meaning. We have a khabar information. And whenever we give information in English, we use is a. So a verb. Structure. Fi'il plus a fa'il. I see they made a mistake. Oh, fun. It's correct, it's correct. But it's written this way. It's supposed to be written the other way. Because you have the mubtada and the khabar. You wrote it in English, like it is in English. But actual fact, the fi'il should be on the right side and the fa'il on the, because Arabic is from the right to the left. Went. طيب. هذا واضح. نعم. واضح means هذا واضح. Is that clear? طيب. So hopefully we understand the sentences, types of sentences. جملة اسمية, it is made up of two اسم and a اسم, which starts, the first اسم is called مبتدأ and the second the khabar. Generally it could be changes, we learn the differences. جملة فعلية is a fi'l plus a اسم, which is the fi'l and the fa'il. And that's the basic structure of a sentence. Okay, so can we have a sentence maybe with a harf and a ism and you call it a sentence? A harf and a ism? No. It don't be called a sentence in that case. And that we learn inshallah in book 2. Things that assimilate a sentence and not a sentence. Shibul jumla. Inshallah. Afwan? A phrase that assimilates a sentence like min al bayt, from the house. That is, they call it a shibul jumla. It's not a sentence, but it acts like a sentence. طيب. The next, let me stop. 20 pause. The next is an introduction to Arabic grammar, Nahu. Am I going too fast? Too fast. So where should we just recap on a bit?
I think I'm studying mathematics.
Oh, no, what we're going to do is, as you can see, they have anwa' al-jumla, types of sentences, right? In lesson 3, the first thing we're going to learn is we're going to apply these things. In lesson 3, we're going to see sentences now, a lot of sentences is going to come. So that's why I'm giving this, because in lesson 3, we'll see al-baytu jamilun, or al-qamaru jamilun, al-qalamu maksurun. So that we'll see now, there's the mubtada and there's the khabar. So you apply it.
But the name is also there in the khabar and all that stuff.
It's not in the book. So these names you'll see it from the page. But I'm just introducing you to it, because when we get to the book, when you use it, it's not something unfamiliar. But when we get it, it's not going to stick the first time. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a bit all over in the brain. But when we get in the lessons, any knowledge is like that. When you apply it, you learn it. Now you're just taking in theory. But when you start reading, you will apply it and then you will see how it really works. طيب. النحو. Which means grammar. النحو, he says introduction to grammar. النحو studies how the ending, the harakat of the Arabic words changes. So here's going to be a bit more information. So in Nahu, what do we learn about? We learn, as we mentioned the last time, Nahu gives us the structure of a sentence and where every word, what role every word plays in the sentence. So how do we know the role of the word in a sentence? We look at its end casings. So we just learned now ism and ism, which is the jumla ismiya, which is made up of a mubtada and a khabar. And we said the jumla fi'liya is made up of a fi'l and a fa'il. I think you use that other word now. Fi'l and a fa'il. A rule in grammar is mubtada is always marfu', which we're going to learn those words now. A khabar is always marfu'. What does these words mean? These words, it gives you the i'rab or the meaning of the word in the sentence. What role does it play in the sentence? And we'll know it by the end casing. So for example, if I say Muhammadun and Muhammadan and Muhammadin, for a normal person, the end sounds different. He doesn't know what's happening. But a person who knows grammar, he knows something caused that change. Because in grammar, in Arabic grammar, you should know that when the encasing is different, something causes it to change. So in Arabic Nahu, we learn the changing of the encasings. Why does it change? Or whether it doesn't change. So that's the two main things. So when it changes, when the encasing changes, we call there's a concept called al-i'rab. Al-i'rab. Right. So on the next page we see these changes are explained by, or on the first page, at the bottom, the last sentence, he says these changes are explained by al-i'rab. So in Nahu we study the ending of the harakat of the Arabic words change in sentences to convey meaning. Example of the word endings: Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin. These changes are explained by al-i'rab, inflection. So the next topic is i'rab and bina. I'rab and bina are two opposites. I'rab means the changing of the encasing, and bina means the encasing remaining the same. So number one, al-i'rab, words that change endings based on grammar are called the word mu'rab, or called mu'rab. He says four grammatical cases. There are four types. So when we talk about the cases, there are four. The four have asl, yani for the four cases, they are fundamentals, or they are the main sign. We know in Arabic there are four signs. What's the four signs in Arabic? We did. You learn in the surah. What's the four vowels, sounds? I, U, and sukun, which is not a sound. Okay? So, I, U, and sukun. Now in grammar i'rab, we use these signs. But these are the main signs only. There are other signs that stand in place of it in certain cases. So in i'rab, you just put it in order. U, and then I, like that. And sukun. How do you have it there? Yes. So when we have the U, example Muhammadun. Muhammadun. What case in i'rab is this word? What's the state of i'rab of this word? We say the word is in the state of raf. So there is four states. Raf, which is the nominative case. Nasb, which is accusative. Jar, which is genitive, and jazm is jusive. But we leave the English words out. So raf, what does raf mean? When the word has a dhamma, and the word is called, on the other side, marfu'. So the state is called raf. The state of i'rab, when it has a dhamma, is called raf. But the word, when we refer to, we say this word is marfu'. Same with nasb. Nasb, the sign for it is fatha. But when the word has the fatha, in the state of nasb, you say the word is mansub. Clear? And when the third state is called jar. I know it's a bit too much words, but just hold on. Sabr, hold on. You know, this lesson, whenever I teach it also in the morning class, when the new students come in the new year, they're all like, what's these new words we're learning here? But I'm just giving it to you so that, you know, when we go later, I can just tell you, you remember that? Now it clicks. So, the next word, because otherwise, if you don't do this, it's going to be scattered all over the book. And then you're not going to really have it in an ordered fashion. So the next one we have jar. And the sign for jar is the what? Kasra. And a word in a state of jar is called majroor. The next one is jazm. And the sign for jazm is sukun. And a word in a state of jazm is called majzoom. واضح? Yeah. طيب. So Muhammad, this test of knowledge, we have Muhammadun. is now, what do we say Muhammad? Muhammad is marfu'. If we have Muhammadan is mansoob. And Muhammadin is majroor. Now remember, these two, the marfu' and the mansoob can affect everything. Meaning it can affect the ism and the fi'l. So just for other information, we said a word that changes the encasing on the previous side. A word that the encasing can change is called, did I say it here? What's here? Naam there. A word that the encasing change based on grammar is called mu'rab. Is there on the page, on the last page, on the second line, the third line. It's called mu'rab. Naam. So the word undergoes i'rab is called mu'rab. Meaning, what does mu'rab and i'rab mean? We just said earlier that this change Muhammadun and Muhammadan and Muhammadin, it doesn't happen from itself. There's something that causes it to change. There's a grammatical governor, amil, that acts upon it and it changes the meaning of the word. So it changes the haraka and the meaning. So the changing the haraka of the encasing refers to changing it shows a change in the meaning. Yeah. So for us now to just give practical example, we did a sentence. We said a sentence made up of a mubtada and a khabar. That's a jumla ismiya, a nominal sentence. It's a noun and a noun. The first noun is called the mubtada. The second noun is called the khabar. A rule. Now a grammatical rule is what? Now nahu. Now we go to nahu. The principles, qawaid. A rule in nahu is the mubtada is always marfu', and the khabar is always marfu'. So now whenever we see a mubtada and a khabar, can we say Muhammadan taliban? No. We have to make it marfu'. Put a dhamma at the end. Muhammadun talibun. That's the meaning. Because sometimes when we're going to read in the lesson 3, you find some people, they see the sentence, and maybe sometimes the sheikh, the author of the book, he removes the haraka. So someone might just read Muhammadun at-taliba. So he just says any encasing. So for us to know now, generally when you see there's no changes, nothing is affecting the word, keep it marfu'. Because if it's just two words, it's definitely a mubtada and a khabar. And those two words are mu'rab, then it should be marfu' and marfu'. The jar we'll learn in lesson 4, I think. We'll learn this change in lesson 4. This change will also come in the book. The other change is called jazm, when there's a sukoon. And this change only happens on verbs, specifically the fi'l mudari', which we'll learn about later, which we won't do in this book. This case we won't do in this book. Only these 3 cases will focus, because last week, remember we said that book 1 focuses mostly on nouns, and book 2 you learn about verbs and fi'l and af'al. So they I think only 3 verbs in this whole book. Kharaja, dhahaba, and uhibbu. There's only 3 verbs in this book. طيب, if I'm not mistaken. So we have there, just to repeat, al-i'rab. The 4 cases of i'rab is a raf, which is the sign of it is a dhamma, and the word in the state is called marfu'. And the second is nasb. The sign of it is the fatha, and the word in the state is called mansoob. And the third case is jar. The sign of it is a kasra, and the word in the state is called majroor. And then we have jazm, which is the sign of it for it is sukoon, and the word in the state is called majzoom. The last part here, al-bina. So we know that nahu now, we have 2 things. Something that the encasing changes and something that the encasing doesn't change. This one is the easiest one. When the encasing doesn't change, we say it is bina. That's the concept. And a word in this state, is it words that do not change the encasing, a word that do not change endings are called mabni. That's the word. That's what we say. We call it mabni. And the word is either mabni, is built upon one of 4 things. Now here we say it's either built upon a dhamma, it's built upon a fatha, built upon a kasra, built upon a sukoon. What's the difference? You remember when we did the raf, nasb, jazm, and those 4 signs for i'rab, the changing. When we have a dhamma, Muhammadun, When we're going to learn about plurals, inshallah, and dual words, you'll see that the dhamma is not the sign for raf. They'll stand other things in place for the sign. So the sign for raf now we know it's a what? With marfu' it's a dhamma. But later we learn about other signs. But when it comes to bina meaning the word is built, it cannot change. So we either say the word is built upon a dhamma, is built upon a fatha, built upon a kasra, built upon a sukun. What does this mean? This word will always have that. We did in the first lesson man. Man means, what does man mean? Who? Remember man hada, who is this? Man will always have what at the end? Sukun. It won't change due to a grammatical governor. It won't change due to, nothing can cause it to change. It can change due to maybe something that when two sukuns meet, but we learn about that later. But it's not changed by grammar. It's changed due to, you can't pronounce the word with two sukuns. So maybe there's a word that comes after it, which also starts with a sukun. And when two sukuns meet in the Arabic language, we know the first has to drop. So then we put a kasra. But did this word change due to grammar? Something affecting it? No. It changed because, for pronunciation only. But this word is mabni, is built upon a sukun, is mabni. Mabni means built. Mabniyun ala sukun, is built upon a sukun. Then there are words that are built upon a dhamma. For example, in the Quran we have haythu. Haythu means wherever. Is always have a dhamma. We have wa min haythu. Min is a harf jar. Inshallah we'll get there. Haythu. Didn't change. A word built upon kasra. We have, what does yesterday mean? Amsi. Amsi always have a kasra. Never changes. If I say yesterday for the day before today, I will say amsi with a kasra at the end. It's built upon a kasra. طيب. So inshallah let's apply this knowledge we learned now to the books. Inshallah this page, just keep it with, we'll go through this page from time to time. So for now, it's not as good. I promise you when you get to lesson 5, it's going to be more settled. You understand? We come back to this page because after lesson 5, we'll do a test, inshallah, small test, to see how good we are. So I'll revise this page again at lesson 5, and then you'll see, bi'idhnillah. Right, let's go through lesson 3, just part of the lesson. Bismillah, Muhammad. Yes. Like last week we did lesson 2 and we gave homework. I hope the brothers work through the homework, the side lessons. Inshallah, give you another week for the homework. طيب. Let's read lesson 3. So there in lesson 3, Al-Kitab Al-Thalith, Ad-Dars Al-Thalith. طيب. So let me just explain the concept in lesson 3. Ad-Dars Al-Thalith. Lesson 3 gives there 2 words. Baytun, which means a house. Al-Baytu, which means the house. I think that's clear. And we just saw now that it shows that the word is a noun. It's an ism. Right. So the concept in these 2 words, this word is indefinite. This in English. Indefinite, meaning it doesn't it doesn't direct you to a specific house. Any house. And when you have al with it, it makes it specific. If I say example, Baytun. Baytun Abiyad. What does that mean? Abiyad means white. Baytun Abiyad. A white house. Any white house. But if I say Al Baytul Abiyad, which means the white house. You understand? The one that is known. So the al makes it specific. It specifies it. So the rule is in Arabic that We learn, who knows the rule? The baytun, the Arabic word for it. Ma'rifah is baytun ma'rifah. Nakira. So the concept we're going to learn about in lesson 3 is ma'rifah. What does ma'rifah mean? Ma'rifah means to know. Literally. Ma'rifah. And nakira, unknown. So ma'rifah means definite. And nakira, indefinite. Right? Right. So ma'rifah would be al. And nakira without al. For now. That's for now. Inshallah, that's the information for now. Bismillah. Can start. Just put it on. I know you can skip that. You have baytun al-baytu, kitabun al-kitabu, right? Book and the book. So the next line, inshallah. Qalamun, yes. Oh, they have 4 words there. You have qalamun, al-qalamu, a pen, the pen, and jamalun, a camel, al-jabalu, the camel. Right, so we can start with the sentences.
القلم مكسور.
The pen is broken.
الباب مفتوح. The door is open.
نعم.
الولد جالس والمدرس واقف. The boy is sitting and the teacher is standing.
نعم.
الكتاب جديد والقلم قديم.
So when we say when there's no al, we're going to pronounce the tanween. We're going to say al-kitabu jadidun wal-qalamu qadimun. Now, translate.
The book
Jadidun is new.
is new. والقلم قديم.
نعم.
And the pen is old.
نعم.
الحمار صغير. الحمار اسمه. الحصان كبير.
Next. Okay, just finish this line and then go to the second line. Finish it. Muhammad, continue. There's a notebook. Okay, the back. I think with the Farooq.
الكرسي مكسور. The tree is broken.
Nadir.
Number 4.
Number 4. اقرأ.
منديل.
منديل. وسيخ. Now. Is that it? Now, next. الماء بارد. The water is cold. نعم. Next. The moon. نعم. Is this? نعم. Next. صالح.
الشجر طويل والورق خفيف.
خف.
The rock is heavy and
Page. حار. The reason why they're laughing, the word har in Arab in Somali language has a funny meaning. اللبن حار. The milk is sour. It's hot. The milk is hot. Next, al-qamisu. The last one, al-qamisu nadhifun. The shirt is clean. So here we saw all these words, we have the mubtada and we have the khabar. A ism plus a ism. The first word was ma'rifah. Ma'rifah means definite. And the second was nakira, which is indefinite. A word that is ma'rifah, there are many types of words of the ma'rifah. But, okay, let's talk about the nakira. A word that has nakira is any word that has many of its type. Many of its type. And none of those types are specific with that name. For example, if I say kursiyun, are there many types of chairs? There are many types of chairs. But does any specific chair take the name chair and the other chairs are not called chair? All of them share the same name. So nakira means a word, any word that has many of its types. Many types fall under it. But none of those types are specific with that name. So I can't call this one kursi and I call that one, another name. So that's a word that is nakira. I hope that is clear. But when we come to ma'rifah, there are different types of ma'rifah. There are about 7 types of ma'rifah. But the point that we are learning about here is how to make the nakira ma'rifah. So we know now a word that is nakira is any word that has many of its type. And none of those types are specific with that name. So to make that word ma'rifah, I add a al. That's how I make it ma'rifah. Okay, so example, words that have many of its types. Baytun. There are many types of houses. Qamarun can consider ma'rifah. Yes. Can consider nakira. Qamarun. Another. Qamisun, a shirt. Ila akhiri. So what are the many of its types? So it's considered nakira. So to make this word specific, I'll add, so now it's not specific. House can be any house. Baytun, a house. Qamisun, any shirt, a shirt. But if I want to make it specific, I add al-baytu, al-qamaru, and al-qamisu. Now that's clear. The more information will come inshallah in the next lesson pertaining lesson 3. Inshallah we end with that. نكتفي بهذا سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك. Any questions? Homework. Okay. Homework would be